Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through a couple player props I like on Prizepicks for tonight's NBA slate on Tuesday, April the 2nd. We got a big Tuesday slate. I think we got 9 games tonight, so plenty of games, plenty of props to choose from. I've got 3 early picks that I do like for tonight's slate, guys, that we're going to talk about in this video. We'll share, why I like each one of these 3 props. Before we do get started though, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they do help you out, make sure you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet, and if you guys are new to Prizepicks, and if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, you can sign up, linked down below in the description, or just use that promo code NOAH. When you sign up for Prizepicks, you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. And we do also have a partnership with Sleeper. You guys can check out Sleeper, linked down below in the description, or again, just use that promo code NOAH over on Sleeper. You'll get your first deposit matched up to $500. Now, if you don't know what Sleeper is, they are a DFS pick'em app similar to Prizepicks, where you pick over or under on player projections. You can build out an entry on Sleeper. You can make up to an 8-pick entry, win up to 100x your money. If you guys do want to check them out, again, use that code NOAH. When you sign up, you'll get your first deposit matched up to $500. But let's talk through the props I like for Tuesday, guys. I do want to recap our picks that we gave out in Monday's video before we talk through today's plays. So Monday was a very frustrating day, man. Gave out 3 picks Monday, only hit one of the 3 picks we gave out. We did hit on Scoot Henderson over 28.5 PRA. Scoot came through for us, played big minutes, almost had a triple-double last night. It was not a very efficient shooting game from Scoot. Once again, the Scoot Henderson experience is one that, man, I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. Like taking an over on Scoot can be a very tilting experience. But even shooting poorly last night, Scoot came through, went over his PRA line. But unfortunately, we took the over on Wendell Carter Jr.'s first half PRA at 9.5. I really like that prop. The only reason I went with first half though was because I was worried about that game being a blowout. And that's something we talked about in yesterday's video. And of course, Wendell Carter Jr. goes under his first half PRA, but then goes absolutely nuclear in the second half. I want to say he finished with like 30-something PRA. Like he had at least 20, 25 PRA in the second half alone. Went nuclear in the second half, and the game wound up being competitive too. Like it wasn't even a blowout. 16.5 point spread, and it was like a 1-point game. So go figure. I literally said it in yesterday's video. When I take a first half over, thinking the game's going to blow out, the game never blows out. And of course, the Portland-Orlando game doesn't blow out yesterday like I kind of thought it would. But that was really tough to lose, man. I felt like we had the right read there with Wendell Carter Jr. He just decided to go off in the second half instead of in the first half when we needed him to. And then Micic, we took him under 12.5 points, and he scored 13 points. Literally went over, barely. So those were some frustrating losses yesterday. But we move on to Tuesday's slate. Let's talk through what I'm liking for Tuesday, guys. So first prop we're going to take a look at is going to be a Patrick Beverley prop. And the Patrick Beverley prop I'm looking at here is going to be 10.5 points. And I like the under here for Patrick Beverley, so less than 10.5 points. And let's talk through why I like this prop. So Beverley, he did have a big game last game. He scored 18 points. He did draw the start last game in place of Damian Lillard. And Lillard's out again tonight, so I'm assuming Patrick Beverley once again will start tonight. Now, Patrick Beverley did play big minutes last game. He played 36 minutes, which is the most he's played since he's been with the Bucks. However, there's a couple takeaways. So for one, Beverley throughout his career has always been kind of a lower usage player. He is not someone that's going to go out there and create his own offense. He's going to kind of stand in the corner, and if he gets some open threes, he'll take them. But the offense is going to be very concentrated around Giannis and Chris Middleton. And if we look at the usage rates last game, Patrick Beverley only had a 15% usage rate. The usage was dominated by Giannis, to no surprise. Giannis had a 35.6% usage rate last game. And actually, pretty surprisingly, Chris Middleton only had a 14% usage rate last game, which obviously that's really low for Chris Middleton, especially without Damian Lillard. So you would expect the offense to be very concentrated around Giannis, around Chris Middleton. Bobby Portis coming off the bench can create his own offense as well. Beverley, even though he did score 18 points last game, I feel like that's a little bit of an outlier for him. He did shoot the ball very efficiently. Like he shot 6 for 10 from the field. He shot 2 for 5 from 3. He went to the free throw line, made all 4 of his free throws. Like it felt like a really good run out for Patrick Beverley last game. Now, this matchup against the Wizards is good. The Wizards are, a bad defensive team. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the league. However, the Wizards actually do a good job of defending the three-point line. Like, if you look at three-pointers allowed, three-pointers made this season, the Wizards rank top 10 in terms of limiting three-pointers made per game, limiting three-pointers allowed per game. And as we talked about, Patrick Beverley, he's going to, a lot of his offense, if he does get any offense, it's going to come from like three-point shooting. Half of the shots he took last game were three-point attempts. If the Wizards, if they defend the three-point line well, which they have done, this season, that could mean, less three-point attempts for Beverley and just maybe less shot attempts in general. And I was looking at some sportsbook odds. DK Sportsbook, they had this juiced towards the under, -130. Pinnacle has it juiced towards the under at -140. So I like the under here of 10.5 points for Patrick Beverley. I know, it's scary to take an under on a guy who played 36 minutes last game, but Beverley, with just the type of player he is, lower usage player, even though it's kind of a good matchup, I like the under here. It's just not a guy that's going to go out there and really create his own offense. He might only take like 6-7 shots tonight. If he shoots super, super efficiently and we lose this bet because of that, then so be it. But I like the under here of 10.5 points for Beverley. Sportsbook odds like the under as well. So we're going to roll with that as our first prop for tonight. And I was looking at Beverley's game log, like looking at some of the games where he's played bigger minutes with the Bucks. So since he's been with the Bucks, he's kind of been limited to like 15, 16 minutes per game, but he has had a couple games where he's played like 26, 27, 29 minutes. And even in those games, like he played 26 minutes against the Sixers, only had 6 points. He played 27 minutes against Sacramento, only had 4 points. He played 29 minutes against Phoenix, only had 3 points. He did play 34 minutes against the Clippers and had 12 points. And then obviously last game against Atlanta, 36 minutes and 18 points. But man, that just felt like a complete outlier for Beverley. That was the most points he scored with Milwaukee this whole season. Typically, he's a guy that's going to average around, 8, 9, 10 points per 30 minutes. And if he plays around 30, 33 minutes here, I think he's got a pretty good chance of going under 10.5 points. Not to mention, this game does have some blowout risk. It's got a big spread. I think right now it's like a 12.5 point spread. So if this game turns into a blowout, I would assume Beverley loses minutes. I don't think Beverley would play in a blowout. Maybe he does. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know who their next point guard is. I assume they have another backup bench point guard that they would give minutes to if the game turned into a blowout. So I don't think, I think if the game does blow out, that's probably a negative for Beverley because he's probably not playing in a blowout. So that's what I'm liking as our first prop for tonight, guys. Patrick Beverley, less than 10.5 points. And then the next two props I like are both PRA props. So the first one I like is going to be Isaiah Hartenstein, 18.5 PRA. I like the over here for Hartenstein. Now, this line is lower than what we normally see for Hartenstein due to the matchup against Miami. Miami has been a really tough matchup for centers just kind of all season. Bam Adebayo, really, really good defender, one of the better defenders in the league. So I understand why this line is at 18.5, but I definitely think this line is a little bit too low, even in kind of the tougher matchup. If you look at what Hartenstein has done this season without Julius Randle, so Julius Randle has been out for a while. He's been out for like a month or two. And Hartenstein gets a big boost without Randle because when you take Randle off the floor, not only does that open up more rebound opportunities for Hartenstein, it just allows for the offense to maybe run a little bit more through Hartenstein. Hartenstein's not someone that really is going to go out there and take a bunch of shots. Like he's not a aggressive offensive player, but he rebounds really well. He can facilitate. I mean, the last 2 games he's had 4 and 5 assists. Like I said, though, he rebounds really well. He can get those putbacks. Even if he doesn't go out there and score a bunch of points, like even if he only scores like 6, 7 points, he can still get you 8, 9, 10 rebounds. He can get you 3, 4, 5 assists. He can do a little bit of everything when he's on the floor. And the minutes are starting to trend up for Hartenstein. He got up to 29 minutes last game, which is the most he's played since he's returned from injury. And we've now seen 2 games in a row that the minutes have slowly increased on Hartenstein. So if you just look over his last 8 games, against Sacramento in a competitive game, he played about 28 minutes, which was good to see. Against Golden State in a relatively competitive game, he played 25 minutes. Against Denver, he played 26 minutes. He did foul out in those 26 minutes. And then against Brooklyn, he played 26 minutes. Detroit only played 24 minutes, but that game was a blowout. Only played 18 minutes against Toronto, but that game was also a blowout. And then the last 2 games, he played 28 minutes against San Antonio. He did foul out in those 28 minutes. And then last game against OKC, played 29 minutes. So with the minutes starting to kind of trend up for Hartenstein, I feel like we might get 30 minutes from him today, if not probably 28 to 30. And when Hartenstein has played close to 30 minutes this season without Julius Randle, I mean, he's gone over this PRA line in like every game this season without Randle when he's played at least like 28 minutes. So pretty much outside of the game against San Antonio, this is what Hartenstein has done when he's played at least 28 minutes without Julius Randle this season. He's had 24 PRA, 15 against San Antonio, 28 against Utah, 34 against OKC, 23 against the Lakers, 29 against Memphis, and 37 against the Pacers. So that's what he's done when he's played at least 28 minutes without Julius Randle this season. When he's played at least 23 minutes without Julius Randle this season, he's over this PRA line in 12 out of 16 games. So typically when the minutes are there, the production's going to be there. I know the matchup's not great. I understand that, but that's why we're getting this line at 18.5. In any other matchup, this line would probably be 22.5, 23.5, and maybe even like 24.5 if it's a really good matchup. Because the matchup is a bit tougher, Hartenstein, we're getting a really low PRA line on him, but if he plays 28, 29, 30 minutes like he has been the last few games, I think he's got a pretty good chance at 19 PRA even in the tougher matchup. So I'm liking that as our second prop for tonight, guys. And then third and final prop, we're going to look at a Draymond Green over 21.5 PRA. Like this spot for Draymond Green quite a bit. So Draymond Green, if you take overs on Draymond Green, it could be kind of a wild experience because this guy is live to get ejected at any point. He is live to get in foul trouble any night. But when the minutes are there for Draymond Green, he's been able to go over this PRA line pretty consistently. And I was looking through his game log when he's played like at least 28 minutes this season, because typically in competitive games when he's not in foul trouble, he's going to play 28, 29, 30 minutes, sometimes even more. Like if we just look at his game log lately, so last game against San Antonio was a competitive game and Draymond played 32 minutes, which that feels about right for Draymond. Like I think that's probably what he plays if this game's competitive and if he doesn't get in foul trouble. The game against Charlotte was a little bit of a blowout. The Warriors won that game by 18. Draymond played 28 minutes even in the blowout. This game against Orlando, he got ejected 3.5 minutes into the game. This game against Miami was kind of a blowout as well. I mean, Golden State won that game by 21. Draymond only played 28 minutes. This game against Minnesota was competitive, and Draymond played 31.5 minutes. Even the game before the Minnesota game, they played Indiana, a competitive game. Draymond played 33 minutes. So in competitive games lately, Draymond has been playing anywhere from like 28 to 32 minutes. This game against the Mavericks has a 1.5 point spread. So this is a game that projects to be competitive. And if you look at the standings right now, the Warriors, I think they're currently the 10 seed in the West right now. So they currently are in the play-in tournament, but the Rockets are right behind them, and the Rockets have been winning a lot of games lately. And the Rockets could potentially jump them and get the 10 seed and knock the Warriors out of the play-in tournament. So the Warriors, they need to win games right now to make the play-in tournament. So they have something to really play for. And I think that's one of the reasons we're seeing the minutes start to be upped on Draymond, just because they need to win games right now. And if we assume Draymond's playing anywhere from 28 to 32 minutes tonight, especially in a good matchup against Dallas in what projects to be a fast-paced, high-scoring game. Right now, this game has a 232.5 total. In a game environment like this, if we're getting 28 plus minutes from Draymond, I think we got a pretty good chance at 22 PRA. And if you look at what Draymond has done this season, when he's played at least 28 minutes, so he's gone over this PRA line in 10 out of his last 12 games, playing at least 28 minutes. And for the whole season, when he's played at least 28 minutes, he's gone over this PRA line in 17 out of 23 games. So a large percentage of games this season when Draymond's gotten close to 30 minutes, he's gone over this PRA line. I don't see any reason he doesn't play close to 30 minutes tonight unless he gets in foul trouble, gets ejected, or this game is randomly a blowout, which it's not projected to be. This game has a 1.5 point spread, so we should get a competitive game here. So I like that as our third and final prop for tonight, guys. Draymond Green more than 21.5 PRA. And that's what I'm liking for this Tuesday slate, guys. 3 early picks. Taking a first look at the board on Tuesday morning. Just wanted to give you guys some props I'm liking. As always, I will be sharing some more props for today. I do provide those over on Patreon. So if you guys enjoy these YouTube videos and you want more Prizepicks plays from me, check out the Patreon linked down below in the description if you are interested. But as always, I do appreciate you guys watching these Prizepicks videos and supporting the Prizepicks content. Make sure you hit that like button down below. If you did enjoy, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And go check out Prizepicks as well, guys. If you're not signed up for Prizepicks yet, use that code NOAH. When you sign up, get your first deposit matched up to $100. But good luck, guys. Thanks for watching as always. We will see you in the next video.